Hello guys and welcome to another video. Now if you want to help me or support the channel, just click the subscribe button down there and share this with your friends. It'll help me out a lot, thank you very much. Right, let's get into the video. Today we are going to be overclocking the GTX 960 2GB. And although these cards are getting on a bit, these are still great cards for medium settings 1080p. So we are going to be overclocking this card, so let's go over the specs. So inside this card there is 1024 Omega Mighty CUDA cores. We've got a base clock of 1127. That is for the reference design. We might have a manual overclock on here from the manufacturer, keep that in mind. We've got a boost clock of 1178. A memory clock of 7 gigabits. Memory is 2 gigabytes of DDR5. A memory bandwidth of 112 gigabits per second. And the rated power supply is 400 watts because this card takes 120 watts. So let's stick this in the machine and let's get overclocking. Okay, so let's get straight into this. So we're going to need two programs to do this, guys: MSI Afterburner and Heaven Benchmark. Both of these programs are completely free and they will be in the video description down below. So first thing I want you guys to do before you even touch Afterburner is open up Heaven Benchmark, and because we want to stress the card as much as possible, see what FPS gains we actually get, I want you to set everything onto Ultra, Extreme Tessellation, Anti-Aliasing ×8, full screen, and click Run. I'll show you what it looks like. So once you're in Heaven Benchmark, just go ahead and click the benchmark button in the top. And what this is going to do is going to give us our stock FPS, and you will need this for when we do the overclocking. Well, you don't really need it, but it's like you need for you to see what you have gained through overclocking. How I would highly advise doing a stock FPS check. So press benchmark. I'm going to quit out of this because I've already done this, so I'm going to save you guys some time. As you can see, when I did it with the GTX 960 2GB, I got 32.8 FPS. In Ultra and Extreme Tessellation. So now let's start the overclocking. Okay, so I'll leave the Heaven Benchmark menu open and go ahead and open MSI Afterburner. Now you'll only get this error message like me if you're not connected to the internet at the time. This is not my main computer, so this is why it's not connected to the internet. The first thing I want you guys to do is go into the options, which is right here, and enable voltage control right there. Click OK. It'll restart MSI Afterburner, and if you're not connected to the internet you get the same error message. And just put the core voltage up to 100, the power limit up to 108. If yours can go higher, some brands can. I would suggest to go higher. The more power, the more overclock you're going to be able to achieve. And at that, just click apply, which is that button right there. Go to the Heaven Benchmark and unclick full screen. And then what I do is click the Windows key, so you get your bar back at the bottom, and get MSI Afterburner back up and wait for Heaven Benchmark to load. So when your Heaven Benchmark loads, so what is normally recommended at this stage is that you go up in 25s, you wait like 5-10 minutes. If it's okay, you go up another 25, and if you're okay again, no stutters, no glitches, no artifacts, you go up another 25. You can't honestly break your card in MSI Afterburner. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a crash, and it's going to reset your drivers back to default, and you just try again sort of thing. It's almost impossible to break your card in MS Afterburner. I've done this for many times, and I have never broke a card in MS Afterburner. So you waited another 10-15 minutes, no question, so you put another 25 on there. And I actually got my core clock to 130. This is a pre-applied overclocked graphics card though from MSI, so might be able to get more on yours, because if you haven't got a pre-applied overclock on your card, you will be able to push yours further. You might even have a higher power limit as well. So like I said, if you can increase the power limit higher, I highly recommend doing that. Now for memory, I recommend going up in 50s. Same deal. No stutters, go up another 50. Again, no stutters, go up another 50. No stutters, go up another 50. And you get the deal. So basically when you're doing it with your cards, it's going to take you a lot longer. I don't know where this card's limits are, which is why if I go above them it will crash, so I'm not going to do that. But I actually got the memory on this card to go to 500, and this was my maximum overclock, and this actually achieved me 1509 on the core clock and 4001 on the memory. So let's now close out of this Heaven benchmark, and I will show you what I achieved on the overclock when I did the overclock run with the overclock on. So against the stock FPS on the MSI 960 against the overclocked 960, we gained 4.1 FPS, which is actually quite decent. Now, you're not gonna, in today's where the 960 sits today, you're going to be playing games in medium-high settings. You aren't going to be playing ultra, but the reason why we put it in ultra is just to stress the card as much as possible. So in reality you might get 6 FPS in medium added to your games. But yeah, I would highly recommend overclocking your graphics card, because even when my card were overclocked, as you can see on the review tuner that I have set up as well, I was still only hitting I think 68 was my top limit. So yeah, I definitely recommend overclocking your card, guys. 4.1 to like, it's going to be more than that in medium. Highly recommend it. So that's it. That's the end of the video, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and share with your friends, and I will see you in the next video. Also guys, if you've got any video cards you want overclocking, just leave me a comment down below. I will get that graphics card and get that overclocked and get that uploaded. So I'll see you in the next video, guys.